Today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025, here in El Paso, Texas. This is my daily directed energy targeting log where I'm accusing the authorities of using directed energy weapons put on cell towers, placed around cities, and used against people put on watch lists or being experimented on, so the country you live in is a lie. It is not a free and democratic society, but military totalitarianism. What happened today? So, today it was much like the day before. There was targeting during the morning time when I was doing food delivery app work. And then I repeated going out in the desert in New Mexico and about an hour's drive from El Paso looking for gold. And I got some directed energy over there in view of cell towers. And interestingly enough, I went to later in the afternoon or the evening. I went up there to Red Sands. It's like a BLM where people could drive with their car. And I noticed I got no cellular coverage in some areas, and I felt nothing. But then I came in view of a cell tower way in the distance, and I just stopped there, and I heard the clicking inside the car, and the sensation of directed energy, the stomach getting upset. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy those, what doctors use to hear sounds, like your heartbeat, internal body sounds. And I'm going to try to record that when those clicks are, when I hear the clicks on my car, because I always hear my stomach churn afterwards. So I'm going to try to get them both together. That'll be pretty good evidence. So if you're being targeted, harassed by the the military totalitarian police state we live in, it's important to gather as much evidence as you can. Of course, when it comes to millimeter wave and high band frequency, millimeter wave is all the rage now. When it comes to the high band frequencies, it's hard to purchase equipment that measures those frequencies, like Raytheon's active denial, that's 95 gigahertz, because a lot of EMF meters sold to consumers, they have a very limited range. It doesn't really get up that high. Safe and Sound, they make EMF meters, has one for 5G that gets up to, I think the highest is 60 gigahertz. And then there's Narda Test Solutions, NARDA, and their equipment is really intended for cell tower workers and people like that. For industrial applications, it's not really intended for consumers. And it's very expensive to get the probe and the equipment they sell that can kind of get up there in active denial frequency range. It's not cheap. And it's not something you could rent either unless you... I called a rental place that rents that type of equipment, and they said you have to be like a business or something. They just don't rent it out to people. Some of it is on sale on eBay, but I did that before. I tried eBay to try to get Narda Test Solution equipment. But I think it was the Narda XT or something, a little clip-on thing you wear, really designed for people working around cell towers. And I had to get it calibrated. It's kind of like a Geiger counter. It needs to be calibrated. And I didn't really detect anything. I detected a spike once, but I didn't know how to operate it either. I think it, like, the logs, the data logs go up, you have to hook it up to an old PC. And so that's how it is. And one reason why, directed energy is being abused, like the stuff I'm experiencing, it's probably extremely high frequency or pulses, whatever they're putting on these towers that are weaponized. Probably a federal contractor, federal agency, DoD, Department of Defense. So that is my targeting log. I kind of rambled on there, but just giving people, newbies, who just see my videos and have a clue what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about stealth weapons, that are electromagnetic or being abused by the U.S. authorities. Not only violating the U.S. Constitution, but basic human rights, and they don't care. A lot of them they belong to the military, totalitarian dictatorship country we live in. So that is my targeting log for today, Wednesday, May 7th, 2025.